Hey, what's up guys, it's K789 and today I'm going to be doing a tutorial for you on how to do a texture mod in WWE games. Alright guys, first let me start off by telling you everything you're gonna need so you can do this texture mod too. First you're gonna need a WWE 2K19 character sheet which you can find on 2kmods.com. You'll need this so you can find out which character pack the superstar you want to mod is in. Up next you'll need something to be able to open up that character pack and extract those textures, such as Repack, or as I'll be using in the video, X-Packer. However, X-Packer is not a free tool, but you can still use Repack to open up that CH pack and extract those textures. You'll also need two rename utilities. First, the bulk rename utility so you can rename all your files to one singular extension. You'll also need the 0014 rename tool which will help you rename textures without having to do much work at all. Up next you'll need something to extract the models such as X-REY or Reshape. Both of these basically do the same thing, but only one of them is free. However, these tools aren't required to do a texture mod. I only use them so I can view the models. Speaking of models, you might also want to pick up some 3D modeling software such as 3ds Max so you can view these textures on the objects you're applying them to before you put it in game. However, this is also not required to do a texture mod. Up next, you'll need to pick up your copy of Data Editor for WWE 2K19 so you can take advantage of its Universal Attire Unlocker to give your mod more attire slots. And since you're going to be adding more attires to your mod, you're also going to want to pick up an Update Index Def Rebuilder so the game is able to find your mod when you install it. You can also use Custom Character Tools Regenerate Chunk option, which is basically the same thing. And last but not least, you'll need some kind of photo editing software such as Photoshop so you can edit those textures and apply the new textures you want to put in the game. And with that being said, you now know everything you're gonna need to do a texture mod. So let's get into this tutorial. Alright guys, let's get into this video. Today we're going to be replacing Adam Cole's Trunks texture from his 2K19 model with these new textures that I got off of Google for his Bullet Club attire. So let's go ahead and do that. The first thing you're going to need to do is find out which character slot Adam Cole is in. So go on 2kmods.com, click on Browse, and then right here, go to Information, scroll down, and you're going to see this file right here, 2K19 character sheet. Click on that, open that up. Press Ctrl F on your keyboard and type in Adam Cole. Okay, we got it. Adam Cole is in slot 739. So that's the CH pack that we need to extract so we can get the files for Adam Cole's texture mod. So let's go ahead and do that. What you're going to do here now, close that down, open up X-Packer, click on File, click on Open, and then select this option right here to open the CH pack. Select that. And then go to your CH folder that's located in the WWE 2K19 directory /pack, and then you click on CH. In here you're going to want to search for that Adam Cole character pack. So type in CH 739. You got two packs here. You got the entrance attire here, and you got the in-ring attire here. Since we're not going to be doing anything to the shirt, this is just for the tutorial. I'm just going to be changing the textures on his trunk, so we're going to do the in-ring attire only. So open up the in-ring attire, that's 73902, and what you need to do here is extract the shdc, which is this file. So click on Extract, go to your desktop, create a new folder, and let's call it Adam Cole Bullet Club Mod. Click Enter, open the folder, and here you're going to want to make another folder. You can name this whatever you want. I'm going to name it shdc Archive. So go ahead and do that. Open that up, save the shdc file in there, and now you're going to have to open that shdc file. So click on File, Open, and select this option, shdc. Click on the shdc, now you have it open, and what you're going to want to do here is decompress all these files. So just click the Decompress All button, and select the folder. Now this is going to decompress all these files, and it's going to give you a little message here when it's done. There we go. Okay. The next thing we need to do is open up that folder, the shdc archive, and now we have to open this file, the 0014. So if you don't have it already set to open up in HXD like I do, right click on the file, click Open With, and then select HXD Hex Editor. Open the file, Now in this file basically tells the game where all of Adam Cole's texture files are located. The all color, the head F, and so on. So what you have to do here is you have to take all these texture archives. This is Adam Cole's 73902, and you have to extract them. Now Adam Cole's is not the only one that's in here. As you can see, there's another one, 21802. I believe that's the Miz's archive. So you have to extract all the textures from the Miz's 21802 texture archive. And the reason that is because Adam Cole and the Miz share the same eyelash.dds texture. So you're going to have to extract all of these. And there are multiple. There's 43002. There is, what was that one? 32402. And there's multiple of them. You just have to extract all of them. 36702. So you have to extract all these texture archives. So let's go ahead and do that, starting out with the first one, which is Adam Cole's 73902. And the way you do that is by going back to XPacker, click on File, Open, select this option again, and then go to your CH folder, WWE 2K19/pack/CH. And here you're going to want to type in TX73902. Press Enter, and you got that texture archive right there. Select that one, extract the shdc, go back to your shdc archive, create a new folder here, and we're going to call it TX73902 textures. Go ahead and do that. Open the folder, save the shdc in there, and then open up the shdc. Open it up with this option, or you can press Control 5. I'm going to press Control 5, select the shdc, and now you're going to want to decompress all these textures. Press Decompress All, decompress the textures in there. This is going to go ahead and decompress them. You're going to get another message, and we can go ahead and do the next texture, which is 21802. So we're going to have to decompress that one too. So let's go ahead and get the next texture archive. Click on File, click on Open, select this option again, go back to your CH folder, and type in TX21802. Now search for that, select it, extract the shdc, go back to your shdc archive that you made, new folder, and name this one TX21802 textures. You can name them whatever you want. I'm just going to name them that. Open that folder and save the shdc archive in there. Now go ahead and open the shdc archive, select it, and decompress all these textures. Select the folder. It's going to do it for you too. Now we can go ahead and do the next one. The next one is going to be 32402. So let's go ahead and do that one. Click on File, Open, same thing again. Go back to your CH folder, TX32402. Open that one, extract the shdc, create a new folder, TX32402 texture. Open that folder and save the shdc in there. Now open up the shdc. I just pressed Control 5 to open it. Decompress all, and select this folder. Now this is basically what you have to do for the rest of the textures. This is going to decompress these textures right now. So now that these textures are decompressed, you're going to have to do it for the other ones as well. So there are multiple. We just decompressed 73902, 21802, there's 43002. Let's see if there's more. There's 32402. So you're going to have to do that for all of these texture archives. I'm going to do it off camera, and I'll get back to you when that's done. Alright guys, I've gone ahead and extracted all the textures. As you can see, we have the 10202, 10702, 21802, 32402, 36702, 36802, 43002, 62702, 73902. The next thing we have to do is open up all these texture archives, open up the folder, and you see all these files here. You have to rename all of these from .pack to .dds. So that's what bulk rename utility is for. So go ahead and open up bulk rename utility, and then you're going to drag all these files into here, press on one of them, and press Ctrl A to select all, and then right here you're going to change it to DDS. As you can see, all the file extensions were changed. So click on rename, click OK, and as you can see, they were all changed right here. So what you can do now is click on view, large icons to see the textures. As you can see, this is Adam Cole's. And you're going to have to do that for the rest of these texture archives. However, I already went ahead and did them. I already renamed them all to DDS. As you can see, they're all DDS format, and you can see the textures now. So the next thing you're going to have to do is rename all these textures. These 22FD, 22FE files, the game's not going to read that without that TX file, which currently we don't know how to make. So the next thing you're going to need to do is rename all of these textures, and the way you do that is by opening up the 0014 rename tool. And how you do this is click on open 0014, go to your shdc archive, scroll down and select the 0014.pack file that you extracted earlier, click on open, and here you're going to select the folder of textures, which is this folder. So select that folder, 73902, and then click open. Now click apply, and as you can see, the name of the textures changed. Some of them didn't, so we can change those manually, like this one. This is supposed to be head underscore F. So let's go ahead and rename that one, head underscore F. And every time you rename these have to be lowercase unless you change it in hex, which I doubt you guys are going to want to do. So keep all the letters lowercase. And now you're going to have to do that for the rest of these archives. So open up the rename tool, open the 0014 again from Adam Cole's shdc archive right here, and select the next folder, 62702, and click open. Now click apply. Now what this is doing basically is, you see how it didn't rename all of them, it only renamed like 3 textures? That's because in Adam Cole 0014.pack file, Adam Cole only shares these 3 textures with Carl Anderson. So that's why the rest of these did not get renamed, only the ones that you need. So go back to shdc archive and you're going to have to do the next one. So let's go to the rename utility, go back to the shdc archive, select the 0014 again, select the next folder of textures, which is 43002. Click on open, click on apply. And as you can see here, only one texture got renamed. That's because this is the only texture that Lana shares with Adam Cole. So we're going to need this texture. So if you've been following along, you're going to have to do that for all the texture archives that you've extracted. So I'm going to do that off camera, and then I'll get back to you when it's done. Alright guys, I've gone ahead and renamed all the textures. Now what we have to do is go back to that 0014, and we have to make 2 new texture archives consisting of all of these textures. So how you're going to do that is by creating 2 new folders. We're going to call the first one 000A, and the next one we're going to call 000C. So what we're going to do here is we're going to take these 3 textures, because they go in the 00C folder. They have to be in the 00C. So select these 3 textures and move them into the 00C folder. There's 1, 2, and 3. And then just drag and drop them into the 00C folder. Now we have to make the 00A, because the 00C folder is done. That archive is finished. You don't have to add anything else, and you shouldn't be adding anything else to that archive. Now we have to add the rest of these into the 00A texture archive. So let's go ahead and do that. Select them all and drag and drop them into the 00A folder. Now if you recall, we had all of these other textures. So we have to open up all of them and get the files that were renamed from Adam Cole 0014. So select these 3 files, press copy, and go back to your 00A folder and paste them in there. Now go back to the shdc archive and do the next one, 43002. So what you're going to do here is get the eyelash texture, right click, copy, go back to your shdc archive, and go back to the 00A folder that you made, and paste them in here. So now let's go to the next texture archive and get the textures that go in there. So it's going to be these 2, because these 2 were the only ones that were renamed. So click on copy, and then put them back in Adam Cole's 00A texture archive. Paste them in there, and then go to the next one, 36702. So the only one that was renamed was Lobby Cube. Copy that one, go back to that texture archive, go back to the 00A, paste it in here, and go back and let's do the next one. The next one is 324. So you're going to need the IN from here. Copy that one, go back there, 00A, paste it in there. The next one is going to be 21802. So you need 4 from here. You're going to need this one, this one, this one, and this one. So select all 4 of those, right click, copy, go back to the 00A archive and paste them in here. Now I think we have 2 more. So go to the 107, and we have 2 textures in here. Copy those and paste them in the 00A. Let's go back to the archive. We have 1 more texture archive we need to get, and that's Triple H's, and we only need to get the feed high DDS texture from here. So go ahead and select that one, copy, and paste it into the 00A. So now what you have to do is make the 2 texture archives from these 2 files. So let's go ahead and open Xpacker, click on File, New, Texture Archive. Select the textures, and it's the 00A and the 739. If you want to go back and double check, 00A textures, they're in here. Press Control A, open the textures, and then create texture archive. And you can name this one 000A. Go ahead and press enter. This is creating it. Archive created successfully. Now you have to do one for the 000C. So go ahead and press File, New, Texture Archive, select Textures, go back, select the 00C folder, select all the textures in there, and click Open. And click Create Texture Archive. And save this one as 000C. Now click Save. And now you have two new texture archives created. So if you go in here, there's that archive. And if you go back to the 00A, there's that archive. Now what you have to do is add these two texture archives that you just made, the 000A and the 000C, and you have to make a new shdc archive consisting of those two texture archives. So go back to your shdc archive and select all of these files, right click, copy, and let's make a new folder. New shdc. Go ahead and open up the new folder and paste those files you just copied. Now go back to the shdc archive, go back to the 00A texture folder, select this one that you just made, press copy, and place that one in here too. Now let's go get the 000C, copy it, and let's place that one in the new archive too. Now from these files you have to make a new shdc archive consisting of the 000A and the 000C. Now before you go making your shdc archive, there are some files here that you don't need. You just made a new texture archive for the attire and for the body, so you no longer need the 0014. So you can go ahead and delete that one, because now the game is going to read these files for the textures. You also don't need this 25E4 file, so you can go ahead and delete that. And if you want your mod to work in Creation Studio, you can delete these two files, the FD and the FE. So go ahead and delete those, because I want my mod to work in Creation Studio. So let's delete them. And now we can make a new shdc archive. So let's go back to Xpacker. Click on File, New, shdc archive, select Files, and then we're going to go back to the new shdc folder we made, and we're going to select all these files here. Click Open, and very important, you have to click on file name once, so you can put all these files in order. If they are not in order, then your game is going to crash, so it's not going to work. So make sure you click on file name once, and now I just put it all in order. So the 0000.yobj is always going to be the first one, and the 4E22 is always going to be the last one. So now you can press Create shdc archive, and you can name this anything you want. I'm going to name it Adam Cole shdc. Press enter, and it's creating the archive for you now. The archive has been created successfully. Press OK, and you can exit out of this now. And now that you made your new shdc archive, you're going to have to put it in a character pack. So the way we're going to do that is you're going to grab a WWE 2K16 character pack. I already have one here on my desktop. I'm just going to drag it over here. This is the Rock's character pack from WWE 2K16. And the reason you need a 2K60 one is because when you open it up in HXD, it's in EPK8 format. And the reason it has to be that is because if you scroll down, you can change the character slot. And if you go ahead and open up a new WWE 2K19 character pack, it's encrypted. So you can't, if you scroll down, you can't change it. So that's why you need a 2K16 character pack. So let's go back to our shdc archive. So now what you have to do is rename this character slot. So click on it, right click, and then rename. And we're going to have to switch it so it reads as Adam Cole slot. So let's go ahead and change that. Go ahead and select this. And Adam Cole was slot 739, so we're going to first type that, 739. And now we're going to have to type in 12 and not 02, because 02 is the default attire. 12 is going to be the second attire. 22 would be the third. 32 would be the fourth. And if you're doing an entrance attire, it's going to be 14, because 4 is the entrance attire. 2 is the in-ring attire. This is the in-ring attire, so we're going to leave it as 12. And then after this, you can rename it whatever you want. I'm going to put Adam Cole _bullet _club. I'm going to rename it that. You can rename it whatever you want. Only the first 7 digits matter. Everything else after that, you can put whatever you want. So now what you have to do is open this up in HXD. So let's go ahead and do that. We're going to scroll down. And right here where it says EMD, we have to change this. See how it says 10002? That's The Rock's 2K16 pack. So click before the one and start typing. You never want to highlight this and then start entering numbers. The reason you don't want to do that is because you're going to shift all these bytes up and that'll basically make this file useless. So always click before the one and start typing the CH pack ID. So it's 73912. And then you can click on save and it's going to create a backup file. So you can exit out of here. You can delete the backup file. And now what you need to do is inject this shdc archive that you made into this character pack. So open up Xpacker, click on File, and then select this option to open it up because it's in 2K16 format. So click on that, select the new CH pack that you just made, and then press Inject, and select the shdc archive that you made. File injected successfully. Now what we have to do is take this new CH pack that we made. You can go ahead and delete this. So select this new CH pack that we just made, copy it, and then place it in your WWE 2K19 pack CH folder. So right click, paste. Now we have the character pack in the CH folder, so the game is going to read it. However, you're not going to see it because Adam Cole only has one attire unlocked, and this is attire 2. So what you're going to need to do now is open up Data Editor, and then go to Universal Alternate Attire Unlocker. Select that, and in here, you're going to want to find Adam Cole. And there he is, Adam Cole, slot 739. Select that, and here's how many attires you can give him. You can give him up to 10 attires. So we're going to go ahead and do that. I'm going to give him 10 attires. I'm going to click Apply Attire Unlock Data, and then click Save All Data. Now click OK. Now Adam Cole has 10 attires in game. What you need to do now is go back to your 2K19 folder and you need to rebuild the def. So basically what the def does is it recognizes that there's a new file that you just added to the CH pack folder or any other folder if you're adding something else, and then it adds it so the game can read it. And the way I do it is I have this update_index.batch file here, so when you open it, it automatically rebuilds the def for you. So we're just going to click on that, and it just built a new def and created a backup. So go ahead and delete the backup, and now you can start your game. And the reason I'm starting the game right now is because I want to make sure Adam Cole has all of his textures before I start editing them. Alright, we're back in the game, so let's go ahead and find Adam Cole. And as you can see, he now has 10 attires. So let's go ahead and select attire slot 2, because that's where we put it in. And let's go ahead and select anybody else. And I'm going to turn entrances off just so we can get to the highlight reel quicker, so I can make sure he has all of his textures. So let's get into the match. Alright, we're in the game now, and it looks like Adam Cole has all of his textures. Let's just double check in highlight reel. I'm going to zoom in real quick. He's got the shoes, knee pads, trunks. Looks like he's got the wristbands. Yep, he's got all of his textures. So now we can start doing the texture mod. So let's go ahead and exit out of the game, and let's start modding Adam Cole's textures. So what you're going to do here is go to your 0008 folder, and we're going to be texture modding the trunks texture. So go ahead and open the underwear.dds in Photoshop or whatever photo editing software you're going to be using. Now what you're going to want to do here is get rid of all of these logos that are on the existing trunks. So select the paintbrush, hold Alt, and select the color of the trunks. And then just create a new layer and start painting over them. Just like that. Now if you just wanted to give Adam Cole just black trunks, this is all you would have to do here. But we're going to be adding new textures to them, so we're going to go to File, Place, and then we're going to add these two textures. First this one. I'm going to scale it down to fit in the front of the trunks. Just like that. So now we're going to get the next texture. Click on File, Place, and get this one as well. Scale it down a little bit. And the way this texture is going to look, half of it is going to be there, the other half is going to be there, just like that. Now I don't like just doing it like this because these logos have to line up on each side in the center. So the way I do that is by extracting the model and then loading it up in 3ds so I can apply the textures and see what I'm doing. So let's go and extract the model. Go to X-REY, go to File, Open, YOBJ New Format, the first one, and then go back to your shdc archive and open up this file. Let this load, and there you go. That's Adam Cole's model. As you can see, he doesn't have hair. That's because the hair is in a different object file. So what you're going to do here is export all of this, create a new folder, and we're just going to call it Adam Cole Objects. Select that folder, and the file is going to be exported. All objects exported. Now we're going to load them in 3ds Max. So let's launch up 3ds Max. Okay, so we're in 3ds now, and now we have to import all of those objects we just exported. So click on File, Import, Import, and then go to the folder you just exported the objects to. Now you don't have to import all of these. If you're just doing a texture mod on the trunks, just import the trunks. However, I want to see what it looks like on the entire model, so I'm going to be importing them all. And the way you do that is just opening one object at a time, clicking on it, and you have to make sure that you have the exact same settings as I do here when you go to import the model. So go ahead and pause the video and copy this down. Otherwise, I'm just going to click import, and there's Adam Cole's head. Now we have to get the rest of the objects. However, I already did it. I already imported all of them, and I applied the texture. And the way you would apply a texture to this model is just by simply dragging and dropping it. So go back to your 00C folder, get your head texture, drag, and drop it. And there you go. Adam Cole's head is now textured. Now I'm going to go ahead and switch to the file that I already imported so we can continue with the tutorial. Alright, we have Adam Cole's model loaded up in 3ds. Now we have a visual aid for when we apply the textures. So let's go ahead and go back to Photoshop and finish texturing these trunks. So what you're going to want to do here is make sure that you're on this texture, press Ctrl A, copy it, and then move the texture over and try to put it in place. So try to like center it on the L of Cole, and then press Ctrl V to paste the texture again, and try to putting it like that. It has to be lined up vertically and horizontally. So let me see, it's gonna be something like this. So I'm gonna try like that. Now what you're going to want to do is save this texture. So I'm going to go ahead and save it. And I'm going to save it as a PSD, and I'll tell you why in a second. So I'm going to save this texture. Click OK. I'm going to go find it, and then I'm going to drag and drop it on the trunks. And there we go. Now the trunks have this texture on it. Now the reason I saved the texture as a PSD is because anytime I go to update something on here, like let's say I draw this or like that, if I draw that and I press Ctrl S to save, as soon as I go into 3ds Max and move the model a little bit, the texture gets updated. So that's why you would want to save it as a PSD. So let's go back to Photoshop, get rid of this red line we just made. Press Ctrl S to save. Now let's see the alignment of the back of this logo. So let's go back to 3ds and see how far off we are. Let's go back to the trunks. And we're pretty off, so this wasn't lined up. As you can see, this side is a little bit lower, this side's a little bit higher. Let me just check placement. I think the LE can be placed a little bit better, so let's go move the LE. So click on the LE, make sure that's that texture. Yep. And we're just going to move it down a little bit. Press Ctrl S to save. We're going to check it out again. Not low enough. Let's keep moving it down. Press Ctrl S. Let's check again. And that actually looks good. That came out great. So now the texture's lined up. The front, however, I think the logo needs to be a little bit bigger. So let's go ahead and do the front now. So is this the front? Yep, that's the front texture. And let's resize it, make it a little bit bigger. And let's see what that looks like. Okay. I think it needs to be a little bit wider, so I'm going to make it a little bit wider. Let's see what that looks like. Alright, that looks a lot better. I think we're done with that. Yep. We're done with texturing the trunks. So what we're going to do now is going to go to File, Save As, and you have to save this as DDS. So you can just save it like that. Click OK. So here's an important part too. What you're going to need to do here, if you go to the folder where your underwear texture is, the original texture for the model, and you open that up in HXD just by dragging and dropping it in there, you're going to see that this is DXT1 with 4 MIP maps. So what you're going to have to do here is switch this to DXT1. I already have it there. Some textures are DXT5. This one is DXT1, so I'm going to leave it like that. And then it said it had 4 MIP maps, so I would go here and then generate 4 MIP maps right there. But MIP maps actually lower the texture quality, so I don't like having them. So I'm going to click No MIP maps, and then I'm going to click Save. Now if we go back here, the texture's been updated. Now the next thing we have to do is we have to update the MR texture and the underwear end texture. So we're going to open the MR. So now that you have the MR file open, I want to explain to you what it's for. So basically the dark green that you see on the logos here that are currently on Adam Cole's 2K19 model applies shine. So the darker the green they are, the shinier it is in game. The lighter the green they are, it means the duller that the texture is, or the trunks in this case. So what we have to do here is transfer these logos onto this MR file and make them a little bit shinier so they stand out from the rest of the trunks. Now if you go look up these logos and you look up this Adam Cole attire, you're going to see that the Bullet Club logo and the Cole logo are a little bit shiny. So what we're going to do here is we're going to take these logos and place them on the MR file and make them a little bit dark green so they're a little bit shiny. But first, we have to get rid of these logos. So in order to do that, select the paintbrush and then hold Alt on your keyboard and press this so you can capture this color. Now, let's size up this brush a little bit and we can switch it to this one so it has no feathered edges, and then we can cover up these logos. Just like that. Now what we're going to have to do is get these logos and transfer them onto here. So go ahead and select all the logos and then merge them together. Now press Ctrl A to select all and then press Ctrl C to copy. And here you want to press Ctrl V to paste. So move them up here, and then what you're going to want to do is go back to the underwear PSD texture and merge the rest of these files. Ctrl A to select all, Ctrl C to copy, and then paste that in here too. And you're going to want to move this texture underneath the logos. So now you go to the logos, turn down the opacity, go here, click that, and we have to line up these logos. Okay, that's pretty lined up. As you can see, if I unclick this, they're lined up. So now we can get rid of this. Now we can put the opacity back to 100, just like that. And now what we want to do is make the gold a little bit darker so it shines in game, and the outline we want to make the same green as the trunks so it doesn't have any shine. So let's go ahead and do that. So go over here, select this, and then select your magic wand tool. Now you can increase the tolerance here. I'm going to put it up to 80 and see if it gets it all. Just like that. Select this. That's pretty good. And then hold shift and select the others. Just like that. Now with these bullets, it's a little bit tedious, but that's fine. We can still get them. Get the other side. And get this part. Now what we're going to do is press Ctrl C to copy, and then we're going to delete this. And now we're going to paste it. So press Ctrl V, paste it, and now you have the gold texture and the outline of the gold texture. So let's do the same thing for the Cole part. And there you go. Now we have an outline and we have the actual gold textures themselves. So now we can turn the gold textures dark green, and we can turn the outline the same color as the trunks. So let's go ahead and do that. And the way we're going to do that is by right clicking on the gold texture first, go to blending options, and then go to color overlay. And here you want to make it dark green. Let's move this out of the way so we can see. Go to the green. Actually, let me just select that one. And now what we're going to do is bring this down to make it a little bit darker so it has more shine. Something like that. Now that you have the color, click OK. And because this gold texture has a little bit of a glittery effect, what we're going to do now, we're going to go here and we're going to select multiply. And as you can see, the glitter kind of shows through. But I still think this is a little bit too dark, and I think it's going to put out way too much shine, so I'm going to make it a little bit lighter. So just go here, raise it up a little bit to a lighter green, and I think that's good. So I'm going to click OK and click OK here. And we're going to do the same thing for the other two gold textures. So let's make sure this is the correct texture. And it is. So we're going to right click on this layer, copy layer style, and then go back to this layer. And what you want to do here is right click and then paste layer style. Now you have the same effect. And for the outline, it's basically the same process. Right click, blending options, cover overlay, and then we're going to change it to this color. So just pick the color up from here, click OK, and now your MR is done. Now we're going to go ahead and click File, Save As, switch it to DDS, and click Save. confirm that you want to overwrite the original file, which I do, so click OK. And then here, same thing as the last texture. All 2K19 textures are basically DXT1 with 4 mid-maps. Like I said on the previous texture, I don't want to use mid-maps, so I'm just going to click save. And the MR is done. Now we have to do the underwear end texture. So let's open that one. And this one's a little bit tedious. Actually, it's very tedious. Now this file is basically a normal map. And what this does is basically give the textures a little bit of depth. So what you're going to do here, click the paintbrush tool, zoom in a little bit, select the color next to it, scale down, and make sure you're on the paintbrush with no feather. So what you're going to do here is just erase these lines. And for some parts like this, these are basically wrinkles that are going to show up in game. It's a little bit harder to cover these up. As you can see, you can do it with a paintbrush, just like that, by selecting all the colors, doing it like that. And you can also use the clone stamp tool. Now what this does is it captures a section that you put in the circle, just like that, and then you can copy it here basically. So that's what I usually do here, just like that. And let's do it up here too. Try to match it up as much as we can. That didn't come out that good, so let's try this side. And there we go, it's a little bit better. Alright, let's do the rest. Now half of that logo is basically gone. Now you have to do the rest of this the same way. So let's go ahead and do this part. Just like that. Now this is what I normally do when I edit my normal maps. I use the paintbrush and I use the clone stamping tool. Now I'm not going to make you guys watch me do all of this, so instead we're going to skip ahead and I'm going to come back to you guys when I'm finished. Alright guys, I finished editing this texture. Now what we're going to have to do is go to the underwear MR file, and then we have 3 textures here, 2 which are the green textures, and I made the other one, the outline of the textures, red, just so you can see it a little bit better. So now we're going to merge the 2 green textures. Press Ctrl A to select, Ctrl C to copy, and then Ctrl V to paste. Now let's go back to the underwear MR, and let's select the outline. Ctrl A to select, Ctrl C to copy, and then Ctrl V to paste. Now what we have to do is go to the underwear PSD texture, and we have to merge all these layers. Now press Ctrl A to select, Ctrl C to copy, and paste that into here as well. And then move it down underneath the textures, just like that. Now what you're going to want to do is the same thing you did in the MR files, and that's align these textures. So let's go ahead and do that. We're going to turn the opacity down a little bit just so we can see. And that looks like a perfect match. So let's put the opacity back up on both of these layers, and we can get rid of this one. Now what we have to do is go into Filter, and Video Tools, Normal Map Filter, and here's where you get to play around a little bit. Basically what you have to do here is get these textures looking like the rest of the normal map. I usually do 10 on the scale, and I don't change anything else. So if you want to copy these settings, pause the video real quick. Otherwise, I'm going to click OK, and we can make it a normal map. And there we go, the inside of the logo has been normalized. Now we have to do the outline. So let's go ahead and do the same thing. Filter, NVIDIA Tools, Normal Map Filter, click OK, and now we have the outline normalized too. Now what you need to do is go here, click on Overlay, and then go here and click on Overlay. And the reason you want to do that is because you want the wrinkles to go through the texture, because it's not going to look right like the wrinkles just disappeared. So go ahead and do that, and when you're done with that, you're officially done making this texture. So now you can go to File, Save As, switch it to DDS, and then save. Overwrite the existing file, and here you want to do the same thing, DXT1, and then click Save. Now you're done editing all 3 of your textures. So you have your underwear underscore N, you have your underwear underscore MR, and you have your underwear.dds texture. Now what we have to do is make a new texture archive consisting of these 3 files. And the reason we have to make a new texture archive is because the original archive that we made had 4 bitmaps. The ones we just did right now have 0 bitmaps. So if you try to inject these into that, it's not going to work. It's not going to let you. So let me just show you real quick. Press File, Open, PC Pack File, and then go to Texture Archive. And open up the 000A that you made. and then try to inject the underwear texture that you just made. Texture file size must be the same size as the original, so you couldn't inject that. That's why we need to make a new texture archive consisting of the new textures that we just made. So let's go ahead and do that. Go to Xpacker, File, New, Texture Archive. So select all the textures, and then make sure you don't have this, and if you scroll back up, you also don't want to have this in there either. Click Open, create New Archive, and we're going to name this one 000A2 because we already have the original 000A that we made there, so we don't want to replace that. Just click Save. Now that you have the new texture archive that you just made, we have to inject it back into the shdc that we made. So let's go ahead and do that. So go ahead and open Xpacker, File, Open, shdc, and then we're going to paste the folder in here, and then we're going to select the shdc that we made earlier. Now click on Inject, and then select the new texture archive that you just made. There we go. Now what we have to do is get this new shdc with the updated texture archive back into the CH pack. So go to File, Open, PC Pack File, and select this. Go to your CH folder and select the CH pack that you made earlier. Now press Inject, and now we can inject the shdc archive we just updated with the 000A2 texture that we just made. File injected successfully. Click OK. Go back to your CH folder, delete the backup, and then go back to your 2K19 folder, rebuild the def, and then delete the backup file of the def. And now we can start the game to see the new textures we just modded. So let's go ahead and do that. I'm going to get back to you guys when the game loads. Alright, we're in the game, so let's go ahead and select Adam Cole. Attire slot 2 because that's where we put the attire in. And here we can select anybody. I'm going to select Invisible, just because I don't want the superstar interfering with the camera and highlight reel. And then we're just going to change the arena. Let's just go with SmackDown. And I'm going to turn entrances off just so we can get to highlight reel quicker to show you the textures. So let's start the match. Alright, we're in the match now. And as you can see, Adam Cole has new textures on his trunk. So let's go to highlight reel. We're going to move this over a little bit. And then we're going to zoom in so I can show you guys everything that happened. As you can see, the logo is shiny and it has a little bit of depth. That's from the normals. And if you go around to the back, the same thing. It has a little bit of depth and the gold in the logo is shiny and everything else looks good. So that is how you do a texture mod. If you guys learned how to do it from this video, and if you enjoyed this video, then please leave a like. And if you want to stick around for the next 2 tutorials that I will be doing on how to add clothing to mods and how to make a custom mod, then please subscribe. So until next time, I've been Cuz, you've been you, and I'll catch you later.